Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. We are actually doing full moon readings today. We have a full moon coming up in just a few days. Very dynamic full moon. So we're asking, what are the planetary alignments and the full moon? What communication are they going to bring you? Because that's really the energy. It's quite a potentially testing energy, but we are also very likely to receive some significant communications. So I'm going to be asking about communications that the full moon is bringing you, and I'm also going to be drawing lots of additional cards to see if we can get a lot of detail about what the communication is about and how it might be arriving as well. So I'm seeing these two cards actually for pile 1 and pile 2, and the one on the top for pile 3. We're going to draw runes and charms as well. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome back. And I hope you're all doing okay and, you know, thriving and just having a really good November time. So welcome anyone new as well. So pile 1, you have the snake and fern starting over. This is your card. That's pile 1. Pile 2, we have the bee and pomegranate. And this also says productivity. Beautiful card. Beautiful cards, actually they are stunning pack, these cards. I do put the names of the packs and links as well down in the description box for you if you're interested in any of them for yourselves. We then have the cat and lavender, independence. This is for pile 3. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so let's now drawing a rune and a charm at the same time. So we have the spiritual warrior and Pegasus, the flying horse, for pile 1. This is with the snake and fern. Okay. Then for pile 2, okay, we have the rune of Othilla, and we have the seahorse. This is the rune of inheritance, of gain. This is a beautiful seahorse, absolutely gorgeous. And then lastly we have the blank rune, and oh, look at that, we have a moon. Okay, it's not a full moon, it's a crescent moon, but we nevertheless have a moon, and this is the blank rune. So it's the same both sides. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so that's for pile 3. So beautiful souls. The timestamps, I mean, you may already know, and if you know the timestamps are down below, you'll have already found them if you've already found your card. But take as long as you need to, and if you feel that there's more than one speaking to you, then do check them out, because that's not uncommon actually in a pick a card reading. And you'll probably hear, you know, there's some really good readers out on YouTube. You'll probably hear most of us say the same thing. You might sometimes find that more than one is actually speaking to you, but they really are you know, very powerful readings at this time, particularly around the full moon energy. So we are asking about, you know, communications and what's going to be and how and what they're about. So we'll get as much detail for you as possible. I'll leave the video running for a few moments longer, and if you need a bit of extra time, you can always press the pause button, and I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Hey pile one, welcome to your reading. This is your first card, the Snake and Fern starting over. This card absolutely shouts of new beginnings. And with this flying horse, Pegasus, I feel like there's a real sense of liberation from something. The rune of the spiritual warrior is a rune that speaks of cutting away the old. Already, I feel that there will be some kind of a communication. We'll ask for obviously a lot more details, but some kind of a communication that is going to free you from something or allow you to free yourself, more importantly, because you'll be the one that would be cutting the cords. You would be the one that would be discerning about something, severing some tie or something like that, or some, well, I don't know. Do you know, it's really interesting. What came through was commitment, severing a commitment that's no longer relevant to you. Now, I'm not sure where that's coming from. We need to draw far more cards before I give any more information, but that's what seems to be channeling through here. Some form of communication coming through to you that will enable you to make some really clear-cut choices here. I'm going to dive straight into some tarot cards for you. Now, I'm only using in this pack the Major Arcana and the Court cards today. May we please have guidance and information. What communication is coming? And can we have information about that communication as well? For pile one. I'm seeing this as well. Lots of cards wanting to come through for you. So you have the Queen of Wands, confidence. You have the King of Swords, endurance. Okay. You have the Judgment card, an inner calling. You have the World, fulfillment. You have the Page of Wands, new ideas. How interesting. Look at this. You have the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. You also have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. But they've come up in kind of two separate places. They haven't come up together. But look at this. How extraordinary is this? I'm sorry, I'm going to get ever so excited and blown away by your reading. But just look at this. Look at these two, confidence and endurance, and they're looking right at us, you know, looking at us straight in the face. And now look, they look at each other. Composure, leadership. Now they're looking. This is the shift for you. There's a communication that is going to bring you something that I feel you have had to wait for. And this is just lovely. Look at this Page of Wands. It's just got a really joyful energy, new ideas. Now we've got Judgment, inner calling, but I'm seeing balance here as well. Seeing a real balance. And look at we have the full moon, and yet it's kind of, we can see all of the moon, and yet we still see these quarters here. Fulfillment, new ideas. So we are asking, what communication is coming to you? I wonder, my beautiful souls, pile one, if the communication that is coming to you, that's going to liberate you, is actually some form of a partnership, really. I feel this is very likely to happen. It will be a communication of some form of connection, partnership, because look how solidly they are seated. There's a unity, a balance here. with fulfillment in this World card. It's like you could achieve the world somehow. Well, the world is at your fingertips is what's coming through to me here. The whole world. What's that song? I think it's a Carpenter's song, isn't it? You've got the whole world in your hands. I think it was a Carpenter's song. It probably has been done by many people, but there was that song. You got the whole world in your hands. Something along those lines. But there's something's being gifted to you. Your communication, this partnership, is an absolute blessing. I feel like this partnership, both parties have been manifesting. Okay, both parties have been manifesting this partnership, this connection. Now, whether you have yet met, or indeed you are still in that manifestation space, something is coming to you that will create a coming together where you can, whereas maybe you have been working independently, you can come together. Partnership. The world will be in your hands. Now, I don't know whether this is a business partnership or whether it's, you know, love or a colleague or whatever it might be. Anything, family member, you know, some sort of collaborative venture. It could even just energetically represent some partnership of some kind. But yeah, there's a clear-cut opportunity here. A new way of approaching something, or a new way of doing something. I think we need to draw more cards for you. That's what I think we need to do first of all. Let's look at some oracle cards for you, my lovely pile one. Pray to the east, guardian watches over the west. So this is starting over. Because look at the red light behind you and the green light is ahead. Pray to the east. The east is about new beginnings. Everything in your reading is about starting afresh, having a new beginning. But my gosh, there's so much empowerment here. This new beginning is something you have been manifesting. If it connects to a partnership, you've both been searching for this or looking for this. This is a really, really good fit. A really good fit. Pray to the east, guardian watches over the west. Let's draw some karma cards for you. What are we being shown here? We have energize. This is Mars. How interesting, because the dynamics of this full moon, Mars is sitting right with the sun. Energize, force yourself to do something, take action, confronting or the drive. Now it is interesting because it is a very, very dynamic moon, partly because of the energy of Mars there. Taking action, being discerning, moving to the east, starting a new beginning, looking straight at something, looking something in the eye, the confronting of something. Energize. Looking something straight in the eye and making a clear-cut choice for a new beginning. And look at this next. We then have Aries. Mars in Aries. Mars rules Aries. Energies to meet the challenges of things, your desires. We've got fulfillment here. Desires resulting from honesty. Your willpower. Look at the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Endurance, composure. You've made this happen. You absolutely have the ability to make something absolutely manifest in real terms. You have the ability to make this happen. You're going to have the world in your hands. What I think is really interesting, it's what's that saying? You know, I was just thinking, many hands make light work, or just the flavour of the fact that when you're not in something alone, it has so much more momentum. Wow. Okay, I feel like I'm seeing what's going to come to you, or I feel like I'm seeing the outcome of this. I'm not seeing the actual communication, unless of course you are already in communication with someone, which you could be, and you're playing around with ideas and you're thinking about how you might come together, in which case this is about having the willpower and the energy and the discernment to make this real. However, this rune of the spiritual warrior also talks about cutting away the old, and this is about starting anew. I think we need some tea leaves. This is such a large pack, but we have 2, 3, 4, 5. It's definitely that one was wanting to come out, and the one next to it, that one. Let's go with those and see what we have. What is this communication? How's it arriving? Cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. Then we have whale, great worry over nothing. Candle, you will be shown the way. Bouquet, compliments from an admirer. Hand, in need of help, assistance and guidance. Horseshoe, good luck. Okay. So yes, I think I actually think your communication is going to potentially come from somebody is going to approach you. Now, whether they approach you, whether this is an intimate relationship or a business partnership, whatever it is. I mean, we don't have massive indications about love here. We're not saying it couldn't be, but this can be somebody who just admires your work. This can be someone who really, really admires what you do, and they want to come in and give you a hand. They really think you're the bee's knees, really. You're everything that they wish to collaborate with. And maybe they can genuinely see that you need a hand. I don't know if they see that you need a hand. I think you do need a hand. Okay, it's kind of like having someone who comes along and says, look, I want to work with you, and I'm 100% behind supporting whatever you need. They've looked at you from afar. They've either dreamed of manifesting someone just like you to work with, potentially. Could be a love relationship too. But we have inner calling, so I do feel this is about attracting the right support at the right time so that you can then do your own thing. At the moment, I feel you may be a little bit tangled in maybe even an overload. You feel a bit like you're in deep water with something that you're working on or addressing. But this is going to move away. You're going to move away from this. You can cut ties to those things that make you feel as though you can't move forwards. You're being shown the way. I actually think someone is literally coming in to give you a hand. And that's how this is coming in. This is someone who actually admires you. They have, I think potentially, they've either visually admired you. In fact, you may even both have seen each other from a distance. Or you've both been dreaming of one another and manifesting one another into your lives. But I think someone reaches out to you. And I think it's the full moon energy that brings this communication. It lights the way. It lights the way. You'll be shown the way, the candle. The energy of the full moon will light the way. Maybe this person hasn't known quite how to approach you. Let's draw more cards. Yeah, I think this person hasn't quite known how to approach you. And the full moon is bringing exactly the illumination to show them how to reach out to you. Now, whether you are someone who's being reached out to, or you are the reacher-outer, okay, because you could be either or. I feel we've got two very equal people here. That's why we've kind of got this intermingling of swords energy and wands energy. You're very equal people. You're both very amazing in your own rights. You're both very strong in your own right. Confident, clear. There's a strength here. This is a very good fit. But yeah, this is someone coming in and giving you a hand, or indeed you're reaching out to give someone a hand. I feel it's more likely the other way, someone coming in for you, but it could swing either way. I feel like I'm just looking at a really balanced connection here. Almost as if you have been called to each other. And it's very auspicious. What it does mean is that you'll leave something behind. Or maybe you have left something behind. You've cut cords and you've really been struggling to do it all, or to navigate everything, and now someone steps up and is able to assist you. But this is the green light. This is totally a green light. May I please, for pile 1, just have a little bit more information, please? Yeah, look at this. Page of Pentacles. We've got 2 Page of Pentacles here. Oh, sorry, Page of Wands, I apologise. I was muddling that there because of the greenness of this card. But I think that's just fertility. Look at this person. Literally, someone is walking towards you. You've been manifesting them. They've been manifesting you. This is the big communication. Someone is walking towards you. They've been aware of you, either in the ethers. They've been aware of you. They've felt you. They've experienced you. They're walking towards you, or they have genuinely seen you and they are ready to walk forwards. They're coming forwards to you. This is what I do feel. I know I said you could be the walker forwards or you could be the receiver, but I do actually feel this is someone coming in. Look at this. I mean, it's just so clear. Okay. May we ask how this person arrives? What's the communication method? We've got flowers. You'll be shown the way. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, there could be an offer of an investment in you here. They definitely want to invest in you, that's absolutely for sure. So yeah, there could be a financial offer, or it could be an offer of practical help in an earthy kind of energy with the pentacles here. And look at him carrying a pentacle under his arm. And Judgment. Beautiful souls. I said you have been manifesting this person. I think you have. Whether you have seen them in real terms, you've kind of eyed them up and they feel right for you. You're eyeing something up here, or whether you have, you've seen someone, you're eyeing them up, or whether you've literally been manifesting them and you've been seeing them in your dreams, seeing them in the ethers. They're coming forward. This is the communication. It's actually someone coming forward. I'm really seeing a physical person arriving. You so meet on equal terms, and this is somebody who's absolutely going to assist you. They really hold you in very high regard. But interestingly enough, and they want to see you fly. Interestingly enough, you do meet on very equal terms. There's a very good balance here. Pile 1, this is your reading, the communication that's going to help you to fly. The communication that's going to create this new beginning for you, this new start, is a someone. I'm seeing it so clearly. It's a someone. You may already know who they are. You may have your eye on them and they're going to come forward and approach you. Or you have literally had them you've visioned them in. Either way, you've had them in your mind, you've had them in your mind's eye. But I think the full moon is bringing them forward. It's like the energy is paving the way, illuminating the way for them to step forward. I don't exactly see how they're going to step forward. It could be a practical offer of help. It could be a work situation. It could be they want to finance you. But however you look at it, this person is coming forward to assist you so that you can fly. I think this is fab, pile one, I really do. I mean, I'm absolutely thrilled for you, whoever this is, whatever bit of your world this is about. Someone's basically coming to give you a hand, practically or financially. It's very solidly real. And I love that you meet on there's such a balance to this relationship. So it doesn't just mean that you're going to be receiving. I've no doubt you'll be giving as well. It feels very balanced. Even in the Aries card, we've got two. Look at the balance here with these two beautiful rams here, resulting from the honesty and strength of your relationship. You can do it your own way, and yet, you know, it comes from the strength of the backup of someone, the support of someone. Well, keep us posted, pile one. This is fab. Just keep us posted. Beautiful souls, let me know in the comments, you know, what this is about for you. And with the lucky horseshoe, it always makes me think of a marriage, actually. It always reminds me of confetti. So this is a really fortuitous, it's a very dynamic moon, but very fortuitous. It's opening conversations that are going to bring about such an amazing new beginning. Aries is all about new beginnings as well. Mars is dynamic, taking action. Well, yeah, keep us posted. Beautiful souls, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and also for all your comments. You know, it's really awesome to read, you know, how things are moving and happening in your lives. And thank you for sharing, because it's just it means we become a really beautiful community here. Thank you, all of you, so much, truly. And thank you also all of you who give back through the super thanks, and thank you who are all on Patreon. This is my thank you bit at the end of the reading. Beautiful souls, truly. This looks to be unbelievably exciting for you. This is all about looking ahead. And well, I think it's amazing. So whoever this is that's coming, I think they are approaching, and it's this really amazing opening up, this dynamic, fiery energy of this full moon that is coming, followed by a connection with Mercury that I think is just going to open channels of communication with this person, give them the energy and the confidence and the oomph to move forwards. And I just think it's amazing. Tons of love, beautiful souls. I'm just going to sit here driveling on about how amazing it is for far too long. I'll stop now. But truly, it really is. This is just lovely. Your energy is amazing. Thank you so much. Tons of love, beautiful souls. And I really look forward to seeing you for another reading really soon. Hey, pile two, welcome to your reading. The bee and pomegranate productivity, I just want to say straight off, you know, right from the start, if there is any area of your life that hasn't been moving forwards, it's either felt stuck or not quite ready, or it hasn't opened up, or you've been suffering from procrastination, or you've just felt like you're wading through treacle, or there's been block after block, or something just hasn't run smoothly, I think this is just about to change for you. I really do. And with the rune of Othilla, this rune is a rune that speaks of gain and inheritance, also of it's also a rune of separation, but the separation means that you've outgrown something. So it's a rune that signifies a movement forwards. Sometimes this is literally like in real property. as well. It indicates real property. So if, for example, you were waiting to move house and it's all just felt like it was never ever going to happen, I think it will now happen. You may well get a communication. The planets are aligning in a way that offers potential communications. You might get a communication that means that you can sort of sign the deal, really, you know, sort it out and actually make it really happen. Let's dive straight into your cards and see what we are shown. Today I am just in this pack using the court cards and the major arcana. So I'm really drawn to that to start with. Okay, I'm seeing this and this. I'm actually going to look on the base of the pack. You have Page of Cups, possibility. Absolutely. Look at that. It's like whatever has not felt possible is about to be possible. And what a beautiful full moon being shown to us here as well. I'm going to put that card right there because that just feels like it's such a validation of this energy shift. What I also see is like this little fish here leaping out. With a pomegranate, if you slice it open, it's so full of seeds. I mean, it's just loaded with fertility. But you have to work quite hard to kind of crack it open. It's got a really solid outer skin to it. So what do we have here? Queen of Wands and Judgment. We have the card, oh, you've got Judgment and Justice. How interesting. Something's coming to pass. That's what I'm hearing. That's what just came through. So I'm just going to sit with that. Rebirth. And look at the full moon in her belly. Wow. In the Empress. We have the Chariot. I did say to you, something's going to move forwards quickly. Okay. We have the card of Awakened. And then we have the Fool, a fresh start. How fascinating. Okay. Now, pile 1 actually was also about fresh starts. So, but I'll just go there if you were drawn to it. I think if you're drawn to both. Now, what I think here in your reading is that some kind of something comes to a head. Now, I did say it's like a contract is signed. So if you have been negotiating something, or like I said, house moving is a really good example. If you've been house moving, it suddenly reaches a point where it can actually happen. You know, the deed can be signed and you can move forwards. You can at last step forwards. Something gets unblocked here. There's a communication. That's what the planets are doing. The planets are aligning to unblock something for you. I almost feel it's a bit like pulling the plug out of a sink. This is the image that I'm getting. So I'm just going to say it because that's what I'm seeing. Like literally, if you had a big sink full of water and, you know, you've been longing to sort of drain it, but for some reason you haven't managed to get to the plug, or there was too much in the way and, I don't know, too many pans in the bowl or something. Suddenly it's like you can pull the plug out and whoosh, it all happens. That's what it feels like. Like birth. It's just like birthing. You know, you can push and push and push for ages and do an awful lot of breathing in between. And then suddenly, woof, it's all there. And it's got that energy about it. Productivity, making something happen. You're about to enter a space that is loaded with fertility. I think we need to draw more cards and find out more about it. I mean, this is such a confident fool. He just looks so cheerful, striding forwards, taking that leap into something new. There is basically something brand new around you, and this is the time that you can launch the excuse me, you can launch yourself into it, into this. It's like this space of possibility. Finally give birth after a long and arduous labour is what it feels like. You know, takes determination, but I'm seeing everything here in your reading, pile 2, is about moving forwards. Interestingly though, I think you're moving forwards with awareness, with the awakened Page of Swords. We've got a lot of new energy here, haven't we? 2 pages. Page energy is very young. So we've got this new beginning of the Fool. It's absolutely the fresh start. Yeah, this is the moment when there is whatever it is you need to move something forwards. The full moon energy supports it in arriving. That point of birth. That validation. That contract signs. That coming to a head. It's like being given the go-ahead in something. It could just be within you. It could be within you energetically. Let's draw some karma cards. What do we have here? May we ask her? Houses, patiently. What you want, get what you need. Yes. Your beliefs, what you value, your resources. Second house. Look at this lovely pot of gold. Yeah, you get what you want. You get what you want, you get what you need, and something you have been patiently waiting for comes to fruition. It comes to a head. Let's draw another oracle card, see what else we're shown. How does this, I don't know, how does this shift occur? May we ask for clarification? How does it arrive? I'm seeing it coming. It's definitely so distinct. Your reading is so clear in terms of the energy of a new beginning, but it's to do with productivity, something arriving that is exactly what you need at exactly the right time, coming to a head, literally birthing something into the world. Surrender, sensitive sister, be moved by the moon. Oh, wow. Yes. Well, you could not have a better card for a moon reading. Yeah, be confident. Be confident that you are going to get what you want. Be very confident, pile 2. Let's draw some tea leaves for you. What are we shown? Be very confident. Maybe have more information about how something is arriving, what communication is coming, how this is going to be, how it's going to land for pile 2. Let's look at these. Okay, so we've got forest. We've got cracked cup. We have table. We have ear. We have pig. And we have bird flying, news is on the way. How interesting. Yes, you've been waiting patiently. Okay. Yeah, you're here, literally. You're going to hear, it could be, I'm hearing like hear it through the grapevine. You'll hear of something, news is on the way, you'll literally hear of it. With this pig, I don't always, with the tea leaves, well, to be fair, with any of the cards, I tend to read not just the writing in them. Sometimes it's absolutely exactly what's relevant, and sometimes I feel I'm looking more and hearing the messages in the images. But with this pig, I feel like pigs might fly. That's what's coming through here. I think you're moving. I talked about where could you be procrastinating or not certain about something, or feeling like you're wading through treacle, or you're finding that things have been blocked and aren't moving forwards. Whatever has felt stuck and uncertain, very dissatisfying actually, like you can't see the woods for the trees, and just feeling pretty dissatisfied with stuff not really happening. Stuff that has just felt like it is hard work all the time. You are about to hear some news. So we'll ask about how do you hear it, but I have hearing through the grapevine. So yeah, maybe there's an opportunity, and suddenly through the grapevine you hear about something and it gives you exactly what you need to shift and move forwards. Pigs might fly is what I keep hearing here. Birds flying, news is on the way. Yeah. I'm also hearing word of mouth as well, you know, like the way that things are spread, word of mouth, the way we hear things, something rather than something arriving in a direct, like a written communication. It feels for me as if this will be a verbal communication of some sort. So something that is feeling a little dissatisfactory, something that has felt really quite hard work. You're going to hear something that will move it forwards. Does feel like a pigs might fly card. News is on the way. Let's draw some more cards around this. May we have additional information about how this arrives, this word of mouth. Okay, so Queen of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Now she is extremely confident, I always feel, the Queen of Cups. She's very emotionally savvy, very emotionally aware. But look at her walking through water, holding the cup. This looks like a prize. And the Ten of Pentacles. This looks like a prize. I feel like you might win something. You know, the inner calling card is holding everything in balance, and it's like something is being weighed up here. And then integrity in the Justice card, things are being weighed up. Something's coming out in your favour, some kind of a judgment, and you're going to hear this news. A judgment call, good news on the way. That feeling of pigs might fly. Now it may be with beware of greed as well, that there could have been some kind of a circumstance in your life where perhaps, you know, there has been some kind of a financial imbalance in some way, or some kind of a negotiation or something, a bit coming back to moving house, if you're negotiating around something, around some kind of real estate, and then actually you come out the winner. I do see you coming out the winner here. You get what you want and you get what you need. It's quite interesting. What you want and what you need are sort of the same. Seeing this bag of gold. Okay. You get the answer you want. This is coming through. And you're going to hear it. It could come through word of mouth with the swallow or the swift or this bird here flying. I do feel it's going to come through different channels of communication, not necessarily like paper communication. I don't think it'll be, I don't think it'll be like a piece of paper, although it could be if you're moving house, of course. But I feel somebody will pick up the phone and tell you before you receive the bit of paper that confirms it. And then it's full steam ahead. Productivity. Yeah, hear it through the grapevine. May we have more information, please? I'm seeing everything move from a place of stuckness to a place of moving forwards, full steam ahead. 8 of Swords and 8 of Wands. Okay, so we've got 2 8s, both of which are moving forward cards. What is interesting, 8 of Swords is moving forwards from a place where you feel stuck, worrying about something. So this is something that you are worried about. There is something you are worried about, some circumstance, some situation. You're wondering if it will ever move forwards or how it's going to happen. A circumstance that's been going on. It may even have felt like a bit of a can of worms, but in all honesty, it's going to shift and move, and it will move in your favor, pile 2. So have confidence. Hold your course with determination. Even if things aren't moving forwards, they're going to. And you will hear something through the grapevine, literally. You'll hear something, or it'll be word of mouth. Someone will pick up the phone. It doesn't, for me, I'm not seeing any element of legal documentation. There may be legal documentation that comes later for some of you. But what you actually hear, the news that shifts something forward, comes through someone speaking about it, a conversation. And it feels as though it allows the whole energy to become unstuck. And you're definitely coming out the winner here. It's going to move forwards. Anything that has been energetically slowing you down, it's going to move forwards. But yeah, I feel you'll hear about it. And that will create that shift. Pile 2, this is your reading. Keep us posted on what this is. Just looking at this magical seahorse, actually. Seahorses are like tiny. Horses, for me in a reading, are always symbolising power, empowerment. A seahorse is minute, absolutely tiny. I think, how interesting, I feel this is like a tiny piece of news that could be life-changing. You know, when you hear something and suddenly something is lifted, or it changes, or a door opens for you, or you wake up, you're awakened. You suddenly know something, you see it differently. You're not held back by something anymore. You're awake to it. I feel for some of you this could be both huge and yet like a little piece of information. But one of those things when someone says something in a passing conversation and everything clicks into place, it's got that kind of feel about it. And everything can move forwards. It's exactly what you need to hear. To move something forwards, to start out that new beginning. Do you know what's coming through? It's like when we kind of talk about, well, for example, like those 3 little words. They mean so much, don't they? A word can mean so much. News is on the way, and it's going to move you from a place where something has felt stuck. It's a validation or an acknowledgement or a recognition, and it's a gift. And even if it feels as though it's a small step, it's creating a huge rush of really productive energy. It moves something forwards massively in your world, whatever that may be for you. It's something that right now you're feeling a bit muddled and unclear about. You're not really quite sure how to move it forwards. Indeed, you possibly have even tried to and have felt a bit disappointed by the results, or something has been disappointing. But this is shifting for you, and it is the planetary alignments that are creating this space, I think, really for this communication to happen. And the moment you hear it, this whisper, this word, those few words, it's going to change things massively. Massively for the good. Something that has felt stuck will suddenly move forwards into this incredible space of fertility and productivity. Well, I think this is lovely. I really do. I'm not saying it hasn't been a bit hard work for you, because I feel like it probably has been. A lot of patient waiting, a lot of hopefulness, hoping, holding your confidence. But surrender to the moon. Just trust that this is coming to you. Whatever this is for you, you'll know what it is. It's going to literally open energetic doorways. Like everything is going to flow forwards. Pile 2. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful souls. Thank you so much for being here. This is your reading. Yeah, definitely. It's a real interesting level of communication. It doesn't feel like a letter or an email or anything. I'm not saying those things might not come later in some way, but it's a piece of information that's coming in a particular way, a verbal way, or a definitely. Beautiful souls, keep us posted. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you all of you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and all of you who comment as well. It's really lovely to hear. Do keep us posted. It's lovely to hear what's happening in your worlds, and thank you so much all of you who give back through the super thanks. Beautiful souls, have an amazing full moon. Given that it's quite a strong full moon, it feels like the energy is absolutely flowing to move things forwards, which is just magnificent. I mean, it really is fabulous for you. Beautiful souls, I'm sending you the biggest hugs ever. And yeah, keep us posted. Tons of love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. If you are as well subscribed and you want to get notification of any of my readings as soon as I upload them, if you press the little bell icon, as soon as they should come into your stream as soon as I post them. And if you can't find something you're looking for, if you go to the Moon Magic homepage and then you click on the videos or some of the playlists, you should be able to scroll down and always be able to find a reading just when you need it. Pile 2, tons and tons and tons of love. Hey, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. You have the cat and the lavender, independence, and the blank rune. Now, this is a space of infinite possibility. Okay, so there's something that is almost in gestation, waiting around you. And because we have this crescent moon, I feel that there's something of a period of maybe a couple of weeks that we're talking about. From this full moon time, within a couple of weeks, I feel this is suggesting some element of timing to us for something to happen or for you to receive a communication, whatever this is about. So this is a full moon reading, and we're asking about communications from the planets, really. What are the planets and the planetary alignments bringing you, showing you, telling you? Now, lavender is known as an adaptogen. It means it goes to where it's needed, where it's like a healing, it brings healing. And if you combine it with other herbs, it will take the essence of those herbs where they are needing to go. So there's something about getting to where you need to go. And maybe within the space of a couple of weeks, some sort of timing around a couple of weeks. Let's draw some cards for you. May we please have information. What are the planets aligning for pile 3? What's this full moon in Gemini bringing for pile 3? What are we going to be shown for you, my lovelies? I'm going to take all those. That's a lot of cards, but it just feels right. Okay, so you have justice, integrity, and then you have the Queen of Cups, supportive. Oh, you have the Queen and the King. How interesting. You then have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Wow. And then you have Justice. I'm just going to move this up here because I want to move these along. How interesting that we have Justice. Okay. Something being balanced, weighed up, assessed. And then you have Judgment here. My cards are all going a bit squiffy, I think. Here I am laying them out in not a very straight line, but that doesn't really matter to us, does it? As long as we can see them. Okay, how interesting. The fact that we've got two pairs as well is really interesting, but how fascinating that they're not looking at each other. The way they've been drawn, even, you know, Queen, King, and yet they are not looking at each other. They're looking in opposite directions. So something's not being communicated here. But I don't... yes, okay, so your first message, yes, and we have the Knight of Cups. I think something is not going to be communicated. For starters, it's not going to come through for a couple of weeks, okay? So if you're waiting for a communication about something, I don't think you'll hear for a couple of weeks. It's not a long time, but I think you're going to wait until the crescent moon, really, when we get past the new moon. So we're talking, you know, maybe 14, 15, 16 days, that kind of timing. And then it's going to come through. It's almost as though the illumination of the full moon is not going to be processed and reach this point of judgment, this point of awareness, until it's going to take a couple of weeks of gestation. Yes. So whatever arrives for you, yes, so we have Knight of Cups and then Knight of Swords, yes. And then the Queen of Swords. Then you can move forwards with great clarity. You'll know where you're going. You'll know what you're doing. You'll know where you're going. It's all going to make some sense to you at that point, okay? That's what I'm seeing here really clearly. Do you know, I feel like your cards have got really higgledy-piggledy, and I feel this is something in the energy of your reading. It's like something is all a bit array. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy. You don't quite know whether you're coming or going. I think you're trying to weigh it up. You're trying to balance it out. You're trying to work out which way to go, what to do. And somehow the pieces aren't quite fitting together yet, okay? But they're going to, okay? It's just, I feel that you're needing to gestate this, there's like a pregnant pause. You're needing to think on something, maybe even to process the information. You see, I'm having real trouble getting these to sit in a straight line. I'm just glancing up at my camera and I can see on the screen that this is not sitting well. I think that's important. Something's not sitting well with you, okay? But it's going to take a couple of weeks to sort itself out, okay? Trust your intuition. The cat and lavender do speak about listen to your intuition and process something. Don't rush with something here. You've got a couple of weeks, and in a couple of weeks, I think there will be some kind of illumination. It's almost as if the energy of the full moon is putting something in motion that will enable you to see something clearly in a couple of weeks, and then you can take action. Let's get some more information about this. Let's draw some oracle cards for you. What is this about, please, for pile 3? May we have some information? What is the circumstance about, first of all? Let your world spin on its axis. Okay, right. Yeah, you need to see something from a different perspective. That's why. There's a different solution coming. It will feel like you've turned something on its head. You know when you turn something upside down, but then you can see it in a really different way. Let's draw some astrology. Well, astrology cards is a little karma cards, actually. So freedom. Associations, your circle of friends, the 11th house. This is the 11th house. For humanity's sake, do it for the future, your hopes and wishes. Look at these swifts or swallows. Like they're tying ribbons around something. This is about a commitment here. I'm seeing them bonding these hands together. This almost looks like an ancient marriage ceremony where people are bound. They bind their arms together in a marriage ceremony. Something isn't going to reach its proper meeting point because they're not talking to each other here. If you're having any kind of relationship issues where things are just not really moving forwards, give it a couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks, it's gonna come right. In a couple of weeks, you're going to know where you stand with this. But right now, trust your intuition, trust your gut feeling, and remain independent. Don't rush forwards with anything. May we have more information, please? Saying this. The drive for, or the confronting of, and this is Mars, the energy of Mars, which is interesting because Mars is sitting with the Sun at the time of this full moon. Energize, confront. I think there's a bit of a push-pull energy for you. I said right at the beginning, it's really interesting that I think that there is a bit of testing almost. Yeah, like testing the waters energy in this full moon. There's quite a lot of intensity in it. It's like testing the ground. And if you do feel that something isn't working, your associations, again, we've got freedom here and the card of independence. They are not talking to each other. This is what I'm seeing so clearly. There is something that isn't yet able to communicate fluently enough to make it move forwards. When it does, it's going to come in a kind of an out-of-the-box way, I think. But your biggest message initially is asking you not to rush this. Don't rush it through. It'll all happen in its own time. I say in its own time, I think within the space of a couple of weeks. And isn't it interesting if you have a look at these, if we look at some of these images here, we have the Queen and the King here. Both of these moons have got like a quarter moon position here. You can just see, and the same with the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords. We're seeing like that both signs, it's like split, a half moon. This is actually a quarter moon, and these are evaluation points in the moon cycles. When we evaluate and we think about what we, what information is available to us. So I'm definitely seeing connections to the moon cycles here. And by the time you kind of get to the new moon, and then you're going to start, this will start moving forwards. So don't try and confront this too quickly. I think you might feel like you want to confront it. You know, when your intuition or your gut feeling says something's not being said, and you really, really want to have that conversation, but at the same time, it just doesn't feel right. This is a time to trust your intuition, but also not rush it forwards. I think the communication at the full moon is actually to do with your gut feeling. It's your intuition. Trust it. Trust it, but don't, trust it and listen to it. Weigh it up rather than rushing to do something. Because it will move forwards. Maybe ask for more information. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw some tea leaves for you. Maybe we have some tea leaves. What is this all about, please, for pile 3? Seeing this one and this one. Such a large pack, this. There we are. That one. Let's look at these. Yeah, don't rush to move something forwards. I'm seeing this. Okay, hammock. Take a vacation. Or taking a vacation, physically or mentally. Okay, we have pig. Beware of greed. You are on the road to success. Honor and respect will come to you. So we're seeing you being crowned here, your crowning glory. We've got sunrise, new creative ideas, new venture, a fresh start. We have seahorse, family matters. Okay. Okay. But it's interesting, we've got imagination and motivation. Okay. I feel something will come to absolute success. Don't try to rush it forwards. I think something will be shown to you. It may already be in your awareness, but I think there'll be like a trigger point actually at the full moon. some kind of a trigger point that makes you want to move something forwards, and yet the timing isn't quite right. So just chill. You know, don't rush it. Don't try to push it. You're on the road to success. You're going to, your crowning glory will come. You know, whatever you need is going to come your way, and it will, you know, come very, very clear. It will very, very clearly come. The time to move forwards will be in about 2 weeks, 2 to 2.5 weeks from the full moon. The timing, it's very interesting because we very often don't get any timing at all in readings, because there's no such thing as sort of time and space on the other side, and spirit doesn't see time in our linear way. But I guess a moon cycle isn't really linear, it's cyclical. And you are being shown this new moon phase. After the new moon we get the crescent moon. So I know that from the full moon, that's about, you know, we are looking at a couple of weeks and a few days beyond. So yeah, 14, 15, 16 days, that kind of timing. Then you move forwards with motivation, imagination, success. But at the time of the full moon, there's some kind of a situation around you, so maybe around you now, that somehow it feels a bit back to back. You know, people are not talking to each other, you don't really have all the information, and it's therefore not the time to push to try and sort this out, even though I think a part of you will want to, because your gut feeling will be saying to you, something doesn't feel right, I want to make it happen, I want to respond. It's not appropriate to respond. Not yet. It needs to work its way through somehow. Let's draw more cards for you. May we ask about this working its way through, please, for pile 3. Your message is clear. The illumination is your gut feeling. So 6 of Wands, this is a card of success. We have the Black Newman, and we have the 7 of Cups. Now this is a card that is unique to this pack. And it actually says, don't hold on to something. Okay? You know, don't go back over and over something that isn't working. Let it go. So something, your gut feeling is that something's not quite right. That's the illumination. That's the primary message that the planets are showing you. They're telling you that something isn't right, and you are picking up on that energy. That's the communication for you, pile 3. You're going to want to respond really, really quickly, but they are sort of saying, look, you know, don't do that just yet. Give it a couple of weeks, process it, sit on it, let the healing go where the healing needs to. I think if you overreact, or let's say if you respond too quickly, you're in danger of overreacting, and you're better off processing it for a little while first, and then in a couple of weeks, I think you will know exactly what to do. Your imagination will give you the answers with real clarity. You'll be able to move something forwards because you'll be aware of your choices. So don't hang on to this, don't cling to this, don't keep going over and over it. Literally, put it to one side and go on a vacation, take a break. Seriously, just take time out. Don't dwell on it. The answer will come to you a little bit further on. May we ask if we're given any more information around the answer coming to you. We have the High Priestess. Okay, how interesting, because I feel this really is a beautiful card to kind of show us that this is, you'll receive the guidance you need. You'll absolutely receive the guidance you need. So you don't need to push for this. It's almost as though the planets are aligning to assist your intuition. And that's the level of communication that's happening for you, pile 3. Your gut feeling is right. You're going to want to move it forwards because people aren't talking to each other. There's stuff going on without, you know, these are not helpful communications. There's either no communication or people are talking, you know, not speaking to each other. So something isn't being moved forwards, but it will move forwards and you will know what to do. So don't hang on to any kind of resentment or cling to anything that isn't really working. Let it go. Take a break, chill out. Could be family matters involved here. Just chill out, don't engage with it. And within 14, 15, 16 days, your choices will be made very clear to you because this is being guided really here. And then you will know exactly what to do and how to do it. And it's quite possible the solution that you come up with could be upside down. It might not, it won't necessarily be your usual way of responding, put it that way. And we'll just check in and see if there's any, like a sneaky peek as to where this is going or what this is about. I mean, it's a general reading. We're seeing the success cards. Well, we are. Your crowning glory, honour and success and respect coming to you, new creative ideas. But could we at least have a sneaky peek into the future about where this is going? I think you guys will know what this is because it's already around you. I think this is about actually really honouring and trusting your own intuition in this instance, and not responding or reacting to it, letting it unfold. Yeah, white mantra, mother protects. So you are being protected through this kind of process of processing, if that makes sense. Yeah, let it unfold, because within a couple of weeks, yeah, be led by the path before you. Within a couple of weeks, the way will become really, really clear. Absolutely clear to you. You'll know exactly what to do and when to do it. You'll know what your choices are. You'll know what you want to do. May we have a completion card, a sneaky peek into the future for my beautiful pile 3, please. Fearless. Yes, don't be bogged down by this, beautiful souls. Don't in any way energetically be bogged down. Just because something isn't moving forwards or it doesn't appear to be happening, it's going to. It is in this little interim period where it's being processed, thought about in some way, shape or form. People who aren't talking to each other, or this lack of communication, is going to be shifted and pushed forwards. It's almost, if there's any kind of stubbornness in terms of not communicating, that will shift and change, but it will take maybe a couple of weeks to, yeah, we've sort of said it before, 14, 15, 16 days, and then everything will start to spin and you'll start to see movement forwards. And you are so going to love the outcome of this, you know, with honour and respect will come to you. It's sort of your crowning glory in some ways within this context. So beautiful souls. Pile 3, this is your reading. Very unexpected, you know, but the communication is about listening to your intuition and your gut feeling, and then also, obviously we always have free will and conscious choice, not reacting to what you're feeling, but processing it, gestating it, and let the sort of the healing work. If you do have lavender, then use, you know, lavender oil perhaps on your pillow. You may find you get some amazing dreams at night that will assist you in finding clarity or knowing where you're going. But there's definitely evaluation with all these sort of quarter moons being shown. There's processing, evaluation, and when, I suspect by the time you hit the new moon, that's when you'll kind of have the revelations as to how to turn this around. And then, of course, in the crescent moon, as that's after the new moon, you can then actually take action. Pile 3, this is your reading. Whatever this is, I'm kind of feeling like you're going to be itching to make it happen. And it's difficult, isn't it, when you want to move something forwards and you really, really want to, and your gut feeling says something's, you know, needs to be sorted, but you can't make it happen any faster. I just think that there is some sort of divine timing involved in this. So just let it unfold and you will know exactly what to do within a couple of weeks. You know, be led by the path before you. Just go forward fearlessly. The whole thing is being protected and sorted. And so, you know, there is no need to be engaging in any fear or worry or concern about this. Don't hang on to it. Don't cling to it at all, because the energy is much more about putting it down and freeing yourself to just process in a very, you know, very sort of standing back from it position. Pile 3, I'm sending you all the love in the world. Let us know in the comments how this goes, how this pans out, especially in a couple of weeks if you can come back to the video. I know, you know, it would be so lovely to hear from you, and I'm sure people here in our beautiful community will want to hear how things are going. So super souls, thank you for being here, for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you to all of you who give back through the super thanks in the comments. I do read all your comments. Don't forget to put suggestions for readings in the comments as well if you have any, because I will always sort of pick up on them, and I always add them to a list. Actually, I have a list of readings, and when people make suggestions, I add them to the list, and then I just tune in with them, and really before I'm preparing, you know, my preparations for a reading, and just tune in and see what I'm called to read at that time. And very often more than one of you will be asking for really similar readings, or even the same things sometimes. So really open to hearing your suggestions and your desires. You know, this is a community. It's my channel, but it's our community, it's your community as well. So do put forward your suggestions. Pile 3, tons of love, and don't forget to, if you subscribe, to press the little bell icon as well, so that hopefully all my videos, my readings come into your stream. And if they don't, just check out the Moon Magic home page, the Moon Magic weekly tarot homepage. You can click on videos or playlists, and you will always be able to find a reading for yourself at any time. It's a massive resource of readings that are there for you, so you know, do take advantage of those if you need that extra guidance along the way. Beautiful souls, tons and tons of love, and I look forward to seeing you for another reading really soon.